In order to start and build a successful wholesale business, you have to choose the right market for you and then the best marketing channels to use. Getting those two things right is so critical to your success that if you get it wrong, you are doomed to fail before you've even started. In any endeavor, especially wholesale real estate, if you want to know how to do something exceptionally well, look at what the pros are doing and then do the same. Now, fortunately, I have the privilege to know and rub shoulders with many of the top wholesalers in the country. I recently sat down for an entire day with Rob Wensley, the founder of Investor Lift, who's helped wholesalers close billions in revenue, and Brandon Bateman with Bateman Collective, who's helped wholesalers acquire $50 million in revenue just in the past year using Google Ads. Now, these are two of the most brilliant minds in the wholesaling industry, and together we recorded a masterclass series. I'll put the link to that playlist in the description below for you. So aside from my own experience, like I said, I get an inside perspective on what the best wholesalers are doing. If you don't know me, my name is Jerry Norton. I make millions of dollars a year wholesaling and flipping houses. And here on my YouTube channel, I show you how to do the same. So if you want to be a flipping genius like me and live your dream life, subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. When it comes to choosing the right market and the best marketing channels, there are two primary choices: your backyard market where you live, or a virtual or remote market somewhere other than where you live. Now, one isn't necessarily better than the other. Either one can work. There are mega wholesalers with multi-million-dollar wholesale operations that operate a backyard market, and there are mega wholesalers that do virtual as well. But how those businesses operate is much different depending on which model you choose, so it's important you understand what it takes to be successful so you can choose wisely. Let's start with choosing a backyard market. A backyard market is a big investment because you're choosing to be a big fish in a small pond. With a backyard market, you have constraints with geography and population. There are only so many opportunities in a given market, so to do well, a backyard market needs to be a minimum of 500,000 in population, ideally 1 million, and you need to be able to cover that market in an hour max in drive time. A common mistake many wholesalers make is they secure a discounted property in a rural town that is too far away from a major metro market, and then they struggle to find a cash buyer for that deal. Trust me, I've done this. No matter how good of a deal it is, if it's more than an hour drive from a major metro market, you're going to have a really hard time to find a cash buyer to dispo your deal. Now, aside from having a big enough population within an hour radius, you also want to make sure that the median sale price is above the national average of approximately $400,000. The reason is your assignment fees are in direct correlation with the price of the homes you wholesale, and you want to have high enough wholesale fees to sustain your business. Now, general rule of thumb is your wholesale fee is approximately 10% of the price. So if the ARV of a property is $400,000 and you get a contract for, let's say, $200,000, you should aim to wholesale it for $20,000. Whereas if you're in a low-income market and let's say your contract is $50,000, you might only expect a $5,000 wholesale profit. The top wholesalers in the country average over $25,000 per assignment, which means they avoid low assignment fees and low-income markets. So assuming you're in a backyard market that is over 500,000 in population within an hour drive and you're over 400,000 in median home prices, in order to build a sustainable business, your goal, like I said earlier, is to become a big fish in a small pond. As such, brand recognition is important. You want to be known as a local authority in your market. It also means you have to maximize every lead and every opportunity. To do that, you'll need to do many marketing channels and you'll need to have multiple exit strategies. Why? Because of the limitations of geography and population. There are only so many distressed sellers in a backyard market at any given time, so you need multiple marketing channels to find enough opportunities, and then when you do find them, you need multiple ways to monetize those opportunities. By the way, this is how I run my wholesale businesses. Currently, I have 10 wholesale partners in 10 different markets, and each operation is a local backyard operation. With each of these partners in each of those markets, we do multiple marketing channels such as cold calling and texting, direct mail, agent outreach, Google Ads, and so on. We also do multiple exit strategies, including assignments, creative wholesaling, novations, wholesales, flips, and we even do traditional listings for sellers. Why do we do multiple marketing channels and multiple exit strategies? Because the business model is to hyper-focus and dominate that specific market. That means we go on appointment in those markets. Why? Because we're local and we can, and because we have a competitive advantage when we're belly to belly and face to face with distressed sellers. Now, another example of a mega wholesaler who follows a backyard model is Josh and Tiffany High in Columbus, Ohio. They do over $500,000 in revenue a month, and they do like 28 different marketing channels, and they do several different exit strategies, not just assignments. Now, what if you're just getting started and the last thing you're worried about is if your market can sustain doing $500,000 a month in revenue? What if you're like, Jerry, I'm just trying to get my first deal? Or Jerry, I'm trying to get to 3 to 5 deals a month. My response is how you do anything is how you do everything. Why put in the work to get started if you don't have a roadmap to success? That's like trying to cross the ocean in a rowboat. Yeah, the rowboat might get you out of the harbor, but then you'll capsize and drown once you're out in open sea. That reminds me of the parable Jesus told on the Sermon on the Mount about the wise and foolish builders. The foolish man builds his house on a sand foundation, and when the rain comes, his house is washed away. Whereas the wise man builds his house on a rock foundation, which holds firm when the rains come. Okay, off my soapbox and back to choosing a market. The other option is to choose a virtual or remote market. Virtual is a very different business model than the backyard model. Now here's what the research shows. The top virtual wholesalers in the country don't operate just one virtual market, and they don't operate all markets or nationwide. What they do is they have multiple markets of 6 to 8, and they're not married to any one market. Let me explain why. Only doing one virtual market is really no different than a backyard market as far as what you have to do to be successful. You would follow the same principles of many marketing channels and many exit strategies. Now you can do that, but just treat it like you would a backyard market the way I just explained. Aside from maybe lifestyle benefits of being able to live and work wherever you want, there's no real advantage of doing a single virtual market. Now, the opposite to a single virtual market is nationwide, meaning you target anywhere and everywhere. Trust me, plenty of people have tried and very few, if any, are successful, at least at scale. Now, why is that? Well, every market has nuance. It takes time to learn a market well and build a significant buyers list. With nationwide, you never really learn any one market that well. You're like a handyman who is okay at everything but not really good at any one thing. Instead, the mega wholesalers that crush it with virtual are strategically in 6 to 8 different markets. They invest in learning a handful of markets really well, but the real advantage to doing many virtual markets is they cast a large enough net that you don't have to do many marketing channels with many exit strategies. In fact, most only do one marketing channel and maybe 1 or 2 exit strategies. Think about it. If you're in 6 markets, all with over 1 million in population, you have a big sandbox to play in. You don't need to maximize every lead because you have endless opportunities. You also don't need to do multiple exit strategies for the same reason. You can be more selective because you're casting a wider net. So what are the top virtual wholesalers doing for marketing and exit strategy? By and large, the mega virtual wholesalers' number one, and for the most part, their only marketing channel is Google Ads, or what's often referred to as pay-per-click or PPC for short. Now, the reason why PPC is so powerful is because it creates inbound leads that have a really high intent or motivation. These are people who go online in search of a cash buyer because they need to sell their home fast. The top wholesaler's goal with PPC leads is to do what's called a one-call close. That means you are signing a digital contract with a seller on the first call. Now, not only do the top virtual wholesalers just use PPC as their only marketing channel, but most only do 1 or 2 exit strategies. The first is traditional assignments. This is where you get a low cash offer and assign it to a local cash buyer. The other exit strategy that many of the top virtual wholesalers use is novations. Now, novation is where the seller agrees to let you market the property for sale on the MLS. Without going into detail, novations is basically wholesaling to a retail buyer. Again, many markets as opposed to one allows you to hyper-focus on one marketing channel and 1 or 2 exit strategies. There are many benefits to doing many markets. For one, you don't have to overinvest in a single market like a backyard market. You aren't trying to brand yourself as a local authority. If a market isn't working, you can drop it and open a new market. It's also easier to scale because you and your team only need to learn one marketing channel and one or two exits really well, as opposed to learning how to do multiple marketing channels and multiple exit strategies. The downside is it's more difficult to compete against an established local market expert who goes on appointment. So, which is better, a backyard market or many virtual markets? Only one person can answer that question, and it's you. For me, I've strategically chosen a hybrid, which is multiple partners in multiple markets who operate local backyard operations. What about you? I'd love to hear which one you choose. Leave a comment and let me know. And if you're serious about crushing it in real estate, be sure to get my advanced training program called 8-Week Academy. Now, this training is designed to show you how to make 6 figures in real estate in the next 12 months or less. Now, I used to sell this training for $1,500, but for a limited time, I'm giving it away for free. Just go to 8weekacademy.com to get that now. And finally, once you're clear about your market, if you're just getting started and you have time but no money for marketing, be sure to watch this next video where I'll show you exactly what you should do to start doing 3 to 5 deals a month with zero marketing budget. So watch that now, and I'll see you on the next video.